Watch out for. The clock has just reached 12 midnight. Time stands still for a moment. Everyone falls into a deep sleep. The entire city stops functioning, and a few hundred meters below the ground, countless black-clad bald men gather with expressionless faces. Together they enter every street of the city. They use special syringes, sticking them directly into their brains, injecting them with new memories. Then they reposition each one of them. The weird thing is that the poor couple who have been injected with memories, they become rich and wealthy. As memories are changed, the city's corners begin to change too. Some buildings rise up and others disappear. When it's all over, the bells begin to ring normally. The people return to normal in an instant. It was as if nothing had happened. The identity of many people changed completely. The poor couple woke up, discussing with the capitalists how to exploit the workers. The former hotel owner was now a newspaper vendor, and says he's been selling newspapers for 20 years. But all this is seen by Jack. During the period when time stood still, he was the only one who wasn't controlled. Seeing what the man in black had done, he was momentarily dumbfounded by the shock. Trying to escape from the city on the underground, he didn't expect to hear from the passengers. There is no end of the underground, and there is no starting station. That means no one has ever left the city. This made Jack even more confused. Suddenly, he remembered Shell Beach from his childhood, and realized that everyone knew the place. But when he asked them how to get to the beach, no one could remember. Shortly afterwards, the clock strikes 12 again. This man in black told him a big secret. They control the world, only to be interrupted by Jack's sudden mutation. So they must capture him, because they've unleashed their powers. And it doesn't work on Jack at all. Jack can control objects with his mind, and that terrifies them, because it's a special power that only the man in black has. When Jack learned of the situation, he used his powers to escape. At the same time, Mary arrived at the police station to report the crime. She's Jack's wife. Up to now, her husband has been missing for 3 months, and no sign of going home. The FBI had to tell her the truth. Just a few days ago, there were several murders in the city, and all this evidence points to her husband, Jack. Now Mary knew her husband was a psychopathic killer. Then the FBI followed the woman to find him. Jack walked down the aisle, thinking back to what had happened before. The day he received a mysterious phone call. The caller claimed to be a doctor. Wells and panicked to Jack that his experiment had failed, and told him to run away. He looked around at everything. There was a broken syringe on the floor, a female body on the side. He had to get dressed quickly, ran away from the scene. Then he ran out into the street to see if he was a psychopathic killer. He found a young and beautiful prostitute, followed her to her house, but finds he has no desire to kill. He had to run away quietly. He thought back on it all, realized what was going on. He remembered that inside the suitcase with the letters KH, a postcard called Shell Beach. He immediately followed the message and headed home. Then Jack walked out of the cottage. Suddenly a man appeared behind him. The man watched as he backed away in panic, advising him not to alert the others. But Jack didn't listen. He pressed him with a fierce face. He even grabbed the doctor by the shirt. He continued to question him. Suddenly Jack shouted. The doctor was shaken straight away for tens of meters. He fell to the ground in amazement. He said to him excitedly, While they were talking, Smith sent the killers out again to find Jack. They walked to the hotel, asking the waiter where Jack had gone, and with a flick of his hand when he learned the result, and wiped his memory. The men in black, who knew of Jack's whereabouts, started to make their way here. Suddenly the solid walls transformed into a door. A group of men in black emerged through the door. Jack saw them. This man is frantically running for his life. The FBI arrives just in time to save him. Shortly afterwards, the men in black infiltrated the police station. Marshal inquiries revealed Jack's location, but Jack had already been rescued by the FBI, and meets the mysterious doctor. He says that if Jack wants to change all this, he had to be injected with this shot, but apparently the FBI and Jack didn't trust him. Then under pressure from the FBI, the doctor decided to take them to Shell Beach. He told Jack about the experiments of the men in black. The people in the city were their subjects. The injections they give people each time, all mixed with different personalities and memories. Some people who were detectives one day, they may be a completely different person the next day. If they want to turn them into the person you want them to be, just inject people with a new personality. And all they are doing is trying to decipher the secrets of the human race. They want to study memories, to help them find the souls of people, because they only have a team memory and a group mind. They were about to die out. The whole race is going to be extinct. They think we can save them. So the two Jack's memories of people now are not their original selves. Shortly afterwards, they finally reached the underground place called Shell Beach. But what they called the beach was just a billboard billboard implanted in their memories. And it was also the edge of town. Jack and the FBI were upset, picking up the tools and smashing them against the wall in anger. The doctor rushed to shout to stop him, but it was too late. Jack and the FBI had already cut through the wall, but beyond the wall was not the sea. It was an endless universe. They now realize this city is a space castle. The two men looked at the bright stars. They were stunned and confused. At the same time, the men in black also arrived here. FBL shot them straight in the face. The doctor cowered against the wall in fear. At that moment, a man in black with a knife came towards Jack. FBI saw this and got up to block him. In the course of their struggle, FBI and the man in black fell into space together. Jack was then taken back to the underground base. The men in black tied him to a disc. The men stare at him intently. After one of the men in black observed him, they knew he had mutated. Suddenly one of the men in black suggested to kill Jack. Then the crowd got up in arms. At this point Smith said, he then took out a special injection for the doctor to inject into Jack. The doctor walked up to Jack. The needle was inserted directly into his brain. As the medicine was injected, Jack's mind was flooded with memories of his past. Apparently, this injection has already been swapped by the doctor. Now this injection contains all the memories and knowledge of the people. At this point, a man in black saw that something was wrong. The doctor's syringe was thrown to the ground. Suddenly the disc stood straight up. Jack woke up instantly. The chains that bound him simply disintegrated. Profound knowledge combined with psychic powers. In an instant, a large group of black-clad men were defeated. Seeing that the situation was out of control, Smith had to take the fight himself, but he was sent flying to the ground. Smith had to unleash his big move. He fought him head-on. As the two fight, the house began to collapse. Due to Jack's bug, Smith ended up in defeat. Now the city is in ruins. He decided to use his powers to change the city. He rebuilt the city, raising the sun. The sun shone again on the city. He walked through the dark aisles, opening the door at the end of the city. Outside the sun shines brightly, and his wife happens to be here watching the sea, but her memory has been erased. Although it's not the first time they've met, and yet it's as if they're meeting for the first time. They are drawn